Welcome. I'm Claude Bailey, the market founder coach here at 24/7 Online Marketing. I'm excited that you guys are here for their recession-proof strategy, how to create an online course to recession-proof your business. And so, guys, we're really going to jump in this. I'm really excited to be here for you guys and to show you guys some pretty cool stuff. But first, let's do some quick housekeeping, house check. Make sure we can hear everybody. Make sure you guys can hear me live. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me live. Greatly appreciate it. And also, some quick housekeeping before we jump into this thing, before I show you exactly how we're going to work and develop this program here, right? Ideally, you guys are here to learn how to recession-proof your business without downsizing, right? Without any headcount reduction and without incurring any more debt, right? So that's what I'm going to share with you guys during this time period here, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So just bear with me, guys. Before we jump in, I want to just kind of help you guys out with some quick housekeeping things, right? So real quick, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can ask questions in the comment section. Just type in a capital letter Q with a semicolon or colon, and then type your question after that. That allows me to quickly filter through the comments on questions. So by doing that, that's why I asked for you guys to do that for me. So I greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, it'd be very hard to figure out what's your question, what's a comment, and so I might miss your question. So if you guys can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Also, hey, I'm gonna be giving out some resources here in a little bit. If you want to copy the resource cheat sheet I'm gonna give you guys, you got to join me in my webinar room, become a VIP attendee. That's the easiest way for me to give you the resource cheat sheet. Is going to be in my VIP room. So just join me. All you need is your name and email address and join the webinar room. You come in, and then that way I can just quickly give you the document so you can have and keep forever, right? It's totally free. All I need is your name and email address. So those are the quick housekeeping things. But otherwise, guys, if you want to make sure you get a pencil and paper, because you're going to be taking some notes, or open up your iPad, whatever device you use to take notes on, because I'm going to give you guys some pretty cool stuff, some 5 secrets on how to create a profitable online course. But also we're going to dig into why I believe an online course is going to be the thing that's going to recession-proof your business. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right in. And I want to know, did you guys know this? During the 2008 recession, there's 1.8 million businesses in the United States folded, did not survive the recession. 1.8 million. That was according to the article that I found online. So 2008 Great Recession, right? Here's another thing. Did you guys know this, right? 17% of companies do not survive a recession. And this is according to a Harvard Business Review, right? 17% do not survive a recession. This is according to a Harvard Business Review article, right? The title is Roaring Out of Recession right here, right? And one of the things they found out, they did analysis where they looked at recessions at 2007, right, 2008 Great Recession, some other recessions that through our history. You can actually see down here in the article that here that it was we looked at 1980, 1982 recession, then a 1990 slowdown, right, recession, right, from 1991, and then I also looked at the 2000 bust, the 2002 recession, and they studied 4,700 public companies, and what they did was they studied them 3 years before the recession and 3 years after the recession, and they looked and monitored their growth rate, right? They wanted to know if they survived the recession, and then 2, to monitor how quickly did they actually regain their profits and sales growth rate. And then they also looked at, obviously, did someone survive and how well did they do during a recession. So 70% of companies, right, according to this Harvard Business Review study, 72% of the companies did not survive the recession, right? 17% did not survive. That's a lot, right? So another thing, right? So of those remaining companies, 80% of them, right, it took them more than 3 years to regain their profit and sales growth that they had before the recession. All right, it took them more than 3 years. And I told you that the study was 3 years before and 3 years after. So I don't know. It might take them way past 3 years to regain the growth that they saw before the recession, right? So that's 80%, guys. Can you imagine waiting 3 years? The recession is 1 year long, right? And it takes you more than 3 years to gain all that growth that you had before the recession. That's a lot. That's a long time, right? Especially nowadays in this age, right? Now we're here in 2022, we're close to the end of 2022, about to hit 2023 here in a few days. By the way, Happy New Year to everybody. But that's a long time. But here's another cool thing from the study. 9% of the companies that made it through recession, 9% of them, right? 9% of them thrived. Right, 9% of the companies came out recession stronger than before they entered into the recession. Right? Wow, what is that? No, another review, another part of this article they mentioned in this article, the 9%. Right, not only did they survive, they thrived and came out stronger out of the recession. They outpaced their competition by at least 10% when it comes to measuring sales and profit growth. 10% outpaced their competition. Wow. That's significant, guys, right? Do you guys believe that's significant? Let me know in the chat. That's significant a measure, right? So you guys are probably wondering, well, guys, man, well, all right, Claude, that's great. But that was years ago now. Is there actually a recession coming? No, that's a good question. You guys have that question, it might be on your mind. Are we currently in a recession? Because I wasn't ever thinking about are we in a recession. So let's just do a little study. Went to Google, and Google never lies, right, guys, right? Google always tells us the truth. So Google was saying here, right? They say right here, not yet, right? They say not yet. We're not in a recession yet. Right? Not yet. Okay. And so, there's not saying that, and now they're saying it in the same article, right? And this is from Forbes, Forbes.com, which is pretty good. Forbes is known for its expertise and its subject matter experts that are in the business industry and business world, right? And that's what they do. And so they're saying a recession is still expected by most analysis in 2023. Now, this article was written December 13th, 2022. So this is only like less than 15 days ago, right? So this is relevant, right? So they're expecting something to happen in 2023. All right, what else do we have here, right? So we look at another article. This is from economist.com, right? So I asked the question, right? Well, we have a global recession in 2023, right? So we saw on Forbes they believe one might happen in 2023. So will we actually have a global recession in 2023, which is the question I have for Google. And Google provided me the answer, and they came up with economist.com. This is written back in November 18th of 2022, and they're saying much of the world will be in a recession in 2023. They're saying we're going to be in a recession in 2023. So, guys, are you guys prepared? Is this the first time you heard about this? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Say hi. Yes, first time. I'm aware of it, Claude. That's why I'm here. Let me know what you guys think here, okay? Here's another article back to Forbes, right? So Forbes says, all right, so this is November 1st. They're saying, hey, the recession will begin late 2023 or early 2024. All right, that's what they're saying. Okay, all right, interesting. I would say that's interesting, right? So one more thing I thought I'd ask, right? So I asked again. So Forbes, here's an article from Fortune, right? You got to get more than one resource here, right? So I asked the resource. They say, look here, December 12th, will the U.S. and Europe slide into recession in 2023? The global economy will remain weird in 2023. What is weird, man? Weird? I don't like weird. Do you like weird? Weird to me is not good, right? Weird to me is a very uncomfortable position. Do we want to be uncomfortable or do you want to be comfortable, right? So if it's not in a recession and now in 2022, and we're not going to be in a recession, well, we're not in a recession right now in 2022. It's probably not going to happen in 2022. And it's a possibility we could be in a recession in 2023, right? It's not for certain, but the experts out there, the subject matter experts out there are saying that 23 is likely, not 23, early 2024, but 2023 is whatever's going, whenever, we don't know when it's going to happen, but 2023 is going to look weird. That's a very uncomfortable position for me. Now, do you guys want to, most of the people don't want to live uncomfortably, right? We want to have certainty. We don't want to live in uncertainty. So we want to have certainty, right? So how can we protect ourselves from uncertainty, right? And so the question is, right, I got to thinking, I said, well, what are the businesses, right, that are narrowly and hatefully, recession-proof? And so those 9%, maybe those 9% of companies from our business review, they're automatic recession-proof type businesses. That's why they thrive throughout the recession, right? So I did a little research. I asked Google once again, hey, Google, what is a recession-proof business, right? What are some of those industries, right? And it's told me, it said healthcare is one of them. It makes sense. Your basic needs need to be met, right? Your health, food, shelter, water, basic needs, groceries, right? Makes sense. I can't go out to eat all the time, so I might as well start eating, go grocery shopping. Tax and accounting services. All right, I really need to figure out my finances here. So tell me what's going on with my finances here, guys. All right. Supply chain and delivery, right? Okay, I guess daycare and childcare needs, right? That makes sense. If you're working still, that's not going to drop. Auto maintenance, that's not going to drop if you need to get to work or find a job, right? And then home hardware stores, right? That makes sense. You can start being a do-it-yourselfer and start fixing your own stuff in the house, right? So that kind of makes sense, right? So what else do we have here? Here's another article that I found from Forbes again, right? And so Forbes says home improvement is one of on the list for recession-proof businesses, right? Industry-wise, home improvement, contracting, online reselling, cleaning services. Don't quite understand cleaning services, but I guess I mean Forbes must know. I don't quite get it. Childcare, online freelance, right? That makes sense, right? Online teaching, right? Accounting, bookkeeping, and financial planning, and then car repairs, which you kind of touched those before. But what stood out to me, guys, right, is when I looked at this online teaching right here. Online teaching stood out to me significantly, right? What? Online teaching. That sounds very interesting, right? Online teaching. That sounds like something that everyone could probably do. But let's see what Forbes has to say about it. So I deep dive a little bit longer in what Forbes says about it. So I opened up that article and I actually read that article. And here's what I found. For online teaching, the e-learning industry is projected to grow from 197 billion in 2020 to 840 billion by 2030. You know how significant that is? That's 400% increase over 10 years, right? That's 4-to-1 over 10 years, right? That is huge. That industry is growing. Now, I have to believe it because Forbes says, online teaching is one of the top 10 industries that was going to be recession-proof, right? So, I mean, that is huge. Significantly huge, right? And here's a cool part about it. Here's a beautiful part about it, right? They even go on to say, if you have a marketable skill and healthy dose of charisma, then you'll be able to teach anything online. No need for a PhD or teaching qualifications to offer lessons or on photography, yoga, dance, and crafts for the comfort of your own home, right? It's easy. You don't need no degree to become someone that's good at teaching some of these things, right? So that's what I'm trying to show you guys right here. This is why I'm saying online teaching courses. This is why it made me think about it. So, hey, I don't necessarily know if I want to believe Forbes on this, right? So, do other subject matter experts agree on this? Because, right now, if I looked at, if we're in recession or not, you got subject matter experts that don't agree if we're in recession or not, right? Because it comes down to how you define the word significant. But anyway, I don't want to digress. So, is it really gonna be this growth there? What am I seeing here? So here's another article here that I found on Google and asking the question. They're saying that there's going to be projected growth from 2020 to 2026. So this is just 6 years, right? A 14.6% compound annual growth rate. So 14.6% every year from now until 2026, right? And they're saying we're going to go from 144 billion to 375 billion, right? Wow. Significant, right? And this was 144 billion back in 2019, where the previous article that I shared with you, right, that was from 2020, okay? But 374 billion, 2026. So you're about halfway. And I said, remember, we're going to be about 840 billion, so we're about halfway. So the numbers kind of drive. They're not exactly the same, right? But they make sense. That's 14.6%, right? This is back in September 7th of 2022. All right. Here's another article from GM Insights, right? They're saying the e-learning market trend is going from 2022 to 2028. So this is 6 years, right? Global forecast report. They're saying 20%, 6 years growth, 2028. You're saying right now in 2021, we're at 315 billion, right? Market size right now, 215 billion US dollars. They're saying we're going to grow 20% each year from now. That means 2023, 20%, 2024, 20%. Siri, I didn't even say Siri's name. I don't know why Siri does that sometimes. Right.
Siri.
Be quiet, Siri. All right. So sorry about that. So 20% each year, starting now, guys. Starting now, right? Till 2028. Guys, you see the growth here. Do you see the understanding of this, what I'm sharing with you guys here? Do you guys see that? Let me know in the chat. Give me a hand clap. Give me something, right? Let me know. Okay? Significant growth there, guys. Similar article that I found there, right? So what am I here to tell you guys? So guys, look, if we want to be part of the 9%, right? If we ideally want to be part of the 9% of companies that come out of recession stronger than ever, outperforming our competition in the industry by at least 10% in terms of sales and profit growth, right? According to the Harvard Business Review article, the study that they did over a decade of recessions, right? Over 2 decades of recessions, right? Starting back in 1980s and finish up in the early 2000s, right? If we want to cut 9%, I believe the way, based on data and the way the industry of e-learning is growing, right? I 100% believe, 100% confidence that online courses is a vehicle to grow your business through and out of a recession. Literally, I do believe that, 100% confident, right? And because of that, I have in this webinar, and by this end of this webinar, what I'm going to do is I want you to understand, I want you to discover the step-by-step system that I know is going to help you create a very profitable course in 45 days or less, right? So you don't have to worry about downsizing during recession, reducing headcounts during recession, or even borrowing money during recession. Okay, that's what I'm going to teach you guys here today. All right, seriously. So if you guys are ready, to learn something here, you want to learn what I'm teaching you guys here, please let me know. Okay, because look, this is serious, right? And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be different than most webinars. I'm really going to teach you some 5 secrets to creating a proper online course. And also, what I want to do is, if you stay to the end, right, and you join me in the webinar room, for those who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, right, if you join me in my webinar room and you look and you stay to the end and you look, I'm going to give you this resource guide that I have here, right? It's going to be 59 resource links organized in the following categories listed below. And what the intention of this is to do is I have my team go out and research how to create an online course and find all the best resources, free resources that are out there online, and categorize them so that you have a one-stop shop, right? All things has been consolidated into one PDF for you, so you can save yourself thousands of hours and time and weeks and months, right? With this one resource. I'm going to give it to you for free. Just all you got to do is let's hear me out to the end of this webinar. All right? Does that sound fair? Let me know if that sounds fair to you guys in the chat. Let me know if that sounds fair to you. Because that sounds fair to you guys. I really want us to deep dive into this right now. And I want us to learn how to create an online course. I'm going to share with you the 5 secrets to creating a profitable online course. Are you guys ready? Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up before I get started, because I need to take a swig of water. All right. Let's jump in. I'm ready. You ready? All right, here we go. So how to create a crystal clear course is the number 1 secret you got to do. You got to be able to create a very crystal clear course. That's what we have to do first. And here's how we do that. All right, so I want you to write that down, how to create a crystal clear course. Now, this is not a goal. It's not about your students, right? It's about you, what you want out of it, right? So we have to be very clear about what you want out of this course, right? And how do you do that? Well, you have to make this course, you have to make the goal clear and, quantifiable. Clear and quantifiable. When you can make it clear and quantifiable, then you have a better, more focused in creating a profitable course, right? So how do you do that, Claude? So I'm telling you, the way we usually do that, right, is we follow a system called SMART goals, right? SMART goals is a system that we use. I did not develop the system. It's been around for years, right? I don't know who first started it, but it's called SMART goals, and it's very specific on how you create a goal statement, right? And SMART is an acronym, right? For S is specific, M is measurable, A is attainable, R is relevance, and T is time. Okay, so in your goal, it needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be attainable, it needs to be relevant to you, right? And it needs to have a time factor in it, right? You got to have a deadline, right? So that's what makes a wonderful SMART goal. Now, guys, I have some cool resources here for you, right? That I want to give you as well. But here's a cheat sheet that I found that kind of deals with this, and it's from the Santa Clara University. And I'm going to pull up for you guys right here. And it defines this whole system here, right? SMART goals, right? And so when you go and become a member of my VIP room here in the webinar room, right? You'll get access to the SMART goal, this template here. And it just helps you define exactly what you need to, the question you need to answer for each acronym, right? S, right? For specific, you got to answer these 5 W questions: what, why, who, where, which. And for measurable, you need to answer how much, how many, how will I know when it is accomplished. A, for attainable, you need to answer how. How can the goal be accomplished? And then R, for relevance, you need to answer the question, does this seem worthwhile? And then T, you got to answer the question in time, right? So when can I complete this, right? So that's how you do it. And then the cool thing here, they have a nice little goal statement here, fill in the blank goal statement that you can use, right? And you just start off with I or whatever the accountable party, will, your action word, object of the goal, buy some time for the purpose of the relevant result, right? And here to give you some examples. So guys, that's the first secret, right? That's what we got to do first, right? You guys can have this. Just join me in my webinar room. I'll make sure you get a copy of this link. And also, guys, what I've done for you as well is I've given you some also in this resource, additional resource link, right? In my presentation here, you'll also be able to get the action words that you might be like, what kind of action words I need to put in to fill in the blank? Well, here's some of the action words that you need to put in there to fill in the blank, right? Accomplish, a compare, compile. So you can just go through the list. It's 2 pages long, right? And just come up with your action words, right? That's for you for free. All right. So do we have any questions on how to create? The first thing is creating a SMART goal, or creating a goal for your course is what you actually want out of the course. All right. Do we all agree on that? Any questions? If we have any questions, let me know in the chat. All you have to do is just type in your letter Q, right? And then type in your question. All right. Okay. If that's, because keep moving, right? Because I got a lot of content I want to go over here, and we're going to go with 5 secrets. We're on secret number 2, and I want to keep you here forever. All right. So let me know if I'm going too fast for you. I will slow down for you, right? That's what I will do. But let's jump in. So write this one down, creating the perfect topic. So how do we create the perfect topic for our course? All right, so that's the first thing. So what we need to do is high level, right? We need to think of 3 things. 1, we need to think of what we're passionate about. 2, we need to think of what we're knowledgeable about. And then 3, we need to think of if there's demand for the topics that we're passionate and knowledgeable, is there demand for those topics, right? So that's what we want to do. So I want to kind of jump in and I want to share with you how we do that. So first, let's look at passion, right? There's going to be 5 questions you want to answer to kind of figure out and hone in on what you're passionate about, right? The first question that we want to ask ourselves is, what do I love doing? Right? Very simple question. What do I love doing? Okay. Then our second question we're going to ask ourselves is, what do I love sharing with other people? Right? What do you love to share with other people? Right? Write that one down, because this is the question you're going to answer. Okay. The third one is, what do other people go to me for? Right? What do people come to you for? What do they come to you for? Right? What's the most things? Write down all the things they come to you for, and then you might want to rank, how frequently people come to you for certain things. Right? And then we're going to write down, what do I look forward to doing in my life? What do you look forward to doing in your life, your purpose, what you believe your purpose is, right? And then what do I wish other people cared more about, right? And so you're going to answer these 5 questions. And once you answer these 5 questions, truthfully and honestly, right, you should see a common theme, right, with the answer, right? You should see a common theme, which will be commonly related to a common topic, right? And so now it's the beginning of formulating your topic, right? So now let's look about your knowledge. What are you knowledgeable about, right? Because what we want to do is find out, ideally we want our knowledge to match with our passion. Okay, when those 2 match, we start creating that perfect topic. So here's some questions you can ask yourself to determine if you're knowledgeable about something, right? The first question you're going to answer is, what am I trained to do or have a lot of experience doing? What are you trained to do or have a lot of experience doing, right? Formal training, maybe informal training, but you have a lot of experience been doing it, right? You maybe never went to culinary art school, but you've been cooking for years, right? As a chef in some restaurant, right? What skills have I developed, right? What kind of skills have you developed over the years? You might have developed certain skills. It could be software skills. It could be, stuff with your hand, right? Whatever. What skills have you developed? And then what skills do I already teach others about? What do you already teach others about, right now? Right. And so that's the 3 questions you want to answer. And then you formulate a common theme on what you're knowledgeable about. And hopefully that what you're knowledgeable about matches what you're passionate about. And now you have a perfect course. Now, but we're not done. You have a perfect topic in here, but we're not done, right? At this point now, what we need to do is focus on demand, right? And so what we need to ask ourselves, are there courses out there on the same topic, right? Are there already courses out there on the same topic, right? And so how do we do that, right? A good question you might be asking yourself is, how do we do that, right? So first thing we can do is actually go to some sites that sell courses, right? And one of those courses that sell courses that I think is pretty good is called Udemy, right? And let me share this with you. Right, so here we are on udemy.com, and what you can do is real quick, you can go in here and you can search for your course topic. So let's say we're doing cooking, right? So I type in cooking, and what do I see? All right, I see a bunch of courses here for cooking, kitchen 101, kitchen basics and advanced, essential cooking, Indian cooking, right? I see a lot of courses here, bestsellers, right? I see they got 4.6 stars out of 5 reviews, 186 reviews. This one has over 3,000 reviews, right? This one has 575 reviews, right? You can, list goes on. So there's a lot of demands. People are buying it. You can see that. So there's definitely our courses out there that people want. So there are courses on the same topic, right? Another way we can look to check on demand here is that we can look to see if there's actually people are paying to advertise for these courses, right? So what are they paying? So one way we just go to Google. Right, I'm going to go over here to Google for you. I'm going to go to google.com. And then you're going to type in cooking. Let's say, for example, cooking courses. Cooking course. We just type in cooking course. It's probably going to ask you now if you want your local location. Okay, sure. Right, and so we can see here, top one, we got an ad. So what I'm looking for is if there's going to be paid ads in Google. Are people willing to pay to advertise for the course? And so that gives me some sort of like, hey man, people are willing to pay to advertise. That means people are willing to buy. So we got 1 ad, 2 ad, 3 ad, right? We got 3 ads so far. Oh, here goes the 4th ad right here. So we got 4 ads already at the top of the page of Google search results, right? So which is a good thing, right? And we keep going, we keep scrolling, and then we see videos here. We got videos, which is good thing to look at too as well. And then we see keep scrolling, and we see we have another ad towards the bottom. Right, and you see we got another ad, right, as you go to the next page, right, and so there's significant amount of paid advertising here, so it's telling me that, hey guys, people are willing to pay for this stuff, so let's check this is kind of a good topic. All right, another thing we can do, right, is look at what is a monthly Google searches, right? Search volume. What's the monthly search volume? Google search volume. And why we want to do this, we want to understand like how many people we really, how large is the target audience, right? That's what we want to understand. We want to understand how large is our target audience, right? Is our target audience at like 100 people that are willing to buy stuff? Is our target audience over, in 5, 10, 15, 30,000, 100,000, right? 200,000 range. Well, what is our target? 50,000. What is our target? What's our target audience size for this topic, right? And so that's what we want to do. And how we do that is we use a tool called Google Keyword Planner, right? That's one way. There's many different ways, but I'm just going to show you this way because it's kind of pretty simple and everyone knows Google. And then if you can do this, but one of the things you have to do is you have to create a Google AdWords account in order to do that, and you have to be active, really get more active numbers. But I'm going to just pretend right now for today that, hey, I just created a free Google AdWords account. I've not been advertising actively yet on it, right? Because you're just getting started, but you want to look to see, and you want to do some keyword research and see what the monthly search volume is. Now, the thing that's going to do, as you can see here, you click on discover new keywords, and what this is going to do is going to show you the search volume for the so we're going to just type in cooking course again. So we type in cooking course, right? As you can see here, I typed in cooking course, and then we're going to just sort of go down to results, and it's going to pull in results. Now, as you can see here, average monthly results, it's going to give me a range, right? Now, typically when you're actively advertising Google AdWords, it will actually give you the specific volume numbers, to the nearest whole number, right? And so it said we're between 10,000 to 100,000, right? And so this is pretty good. This is decent size range, right here. You see 3 months change. It's changed over 900% in 3 months. Year over year changed over 900%. Competition level is low. And then look at here, the amount of money people are paying to advertise is between 50 cents and $3, right? So they're paying per click between 50 cents and $3. Obviously, it depends on your quality score, a whole bunch of other stuff don't want to go in details about, but that's the range of what people are willing to pay, and that's what they're paying, right? To be, the top bid in the paid rankings, right? So that's what they're paying, which is good to know. All right. So that's how another way you can look at search volume. Now, another tool Now, if you don't want to create an account on Google AdWords yet, and you kind of want to look to see what the tools are, another tool we can use is something called Uber Suggest, right? Which is free, totally free. You don't have to worry about, there's no advertising that you're doing here, right? You just get a free account, but you don't get to see all the search words. But for the most time, you can get some basic information from here just off the free account. If you do a paid account, which I do have, but if you do a paid account, you get a little bit more. It's inexpensive too, by the way. You get more data to go off of, right? So, but let me say, we go here. I'm going to type in cooking course again. And then we're looking at English, United States. And so we can see here, right, it's saying the volume here is 33,000, right? Which is saying this, which is high volume, which is good, right? So this is good, red, yellow, green that Uber just gives you as far as your volume, right? So this is good. So this is good demand. It's good size volume, right? Google on Google AdWords keyword planning, we were seeing between 10,000 and 100,000. So we were saying the range was, which is in that range over 10,000, 100,000, that's good search volume. That's really good search volume, right? And so that's the good news there. The paid difficulty here, right? If you're looking at later for advertising, that's 20. Score of 20, which they're saying is easy, so which is good, which we kind of saw there. The difference here, they're saying the cost per click is a little bit higher, right? But that's not just for online course. This is going to be for all related keywords for online courses, right? So that's what that average comes from. And then there's some other cool data to give you some demographics, some basic demographic data, what devices are people searching on, right? You got mobile versus desktop. It tells you that. It also tells you down here, what people are clicking on SEO results, or not, or paid ads. So you get SEO, paid, or not, or no clicks. This is what's showing us that no one's really clicking on paid ads, either SEO or no clicks at all, right? Interesting, though. Interesting. But it also gives you this one cool thing, which is going to lead us into our next secret. But before we go into that, does anyone have any questions so far about understanding how to determine your market size just by using the search volume? Any questions on that? All right. If not, secret number 3, write this down. Picking your perfect target avatar, right? You're talking about picking your perfect target avatar. I can't speak, right? So now we're going to say pick about your target avatar. And so how do we do that, right? We got to create a perfect avatar. There's going to be some questions that we're going to need to ask ourselves, like simple ones, like this one, like what is their occupation, right? What is their occupation? Another question is, where are they located, right? Now, pretty cool thing, right? You can, when you do your keyword research, you can pinpoint, that. But another cool tool that you can use, and if you actively advertising in Google AdWords, right, it's going to show you in more detail what are the top tier locations. Another way you can find the locations is actually you can go to Google Trends, which is totally free. You don't need an AdWords account, right? Google Trends, you type in a keyword, and it'll tell you what regions of the world where you're getting the most searches from, right? So then you kind of know where they're located. All right. What is their age range? So if we go back to Uber Suggest, right, we can see here what their age range is. So this is why I kind of use it. So searchers age range, they're saying 100% of the people that search on an online course are between the ages of 35 and 44. Good day. So now we have that question answered, right? What is their gender? Is another question you might want to get answered, right? Let's go back. Another question is, what is their average salary, right? And once you start doing some paid advertising, different platforms, they kind of give you some of this information. There's ways you can find that out. But I don't want to go in details. It's going to take this class too long, but I just want you to understand these are the things that you need to figure out to understand your perfect avatar. What is their educational level? What is their marital status? What books do they read, right? You can go to Amazon real quick to go to Amazon.com. You can type in cooking course, right, and look for bestseller books. And now you know what kind of books that people are reading. You can also, what blogs they go to. You can go to Google again and just type in, cooking blogs, right? And it'll list you all the top blogs there, right? Who do they look up to, right? So based upon the books they're reading, based upon the blogs, right? These might be people they look up to. There might be some celebrities they look up to, right? You can figure that out. What are their goals and aspirations? Now, what are your customers' goals and aspirations? Just knowing your customer. What are their current problems and challenges, right? You can go look at forums, cooking forums, and saying what their problems are, stuff like that. What course have they bought or tried before? Well, you go to Udemy, right? You can see what courses people are buying, right? So you know that. And then what are the pros and cons of these courses, right? So you can read the reviews. Some of these sites had over 1,000 reviews, right? So these courses had over 1,000. So you can read through those reviews and see what the pros and cons are, what people liked about it and what people didn't like about it, right? No one had a perfect 5-star out of 5-star. So obviously there's some things that people didn't like about it. You can understand that. So by understanding your customer, your competition, right? So any questions on that so far? Understanding on picking your perfect target avatar. Man, I can't talk. Let me get a swig of water while you guys are thinking about asking me a question. Okay. How to create an engaging course is our secret number 4. Right now, we know our goal, right? We got a good SMART goal, right? We know our perfect topic. Now we figured it out. Now we also know our perfect avatar. We figured that out. Now we're looking at how to create an engaging course. How do you make this course awesome that everyone is successful when they go through this course, right? That's what we need to do. So what we need to do, I mean, come on. We have to go to basics, guys. We got to create a lesson plan. Sorry, you don't want to sound like a teacher, but guys, it's not really that difficult, and the lesson plan is not really that bad of a thing to do, right? It's actually pretty cool because it makes your course awesome. It makes you think about the things that are going to make your course awesome. And if you don't want to use the word lesson plan, just use the word course outline, all right? Okay, make it feel better. So first thing we got to do is understand our learning objective. What we want the student, the customer, the client who you're teaching, what we want them to learn. What journey do we want them to take them from to, right? So they want to go from point A to point B. We got to be very clear on point A is, and then we got to be very clear on what point B is. That's where we want to take them. Okay. And so that has to be very clear. And not only as for the global level of the course, but also for each milestone or each step of the course, we got to understand the objective of each step as well. All right. So we got to do that. And then we got to understand the timeline, how much time it's going to take us to take them from point A to point B, right? And then how much time each milestone is going to take them from point A to point B, right? So we got to understand the timeline. Then we also got to understand the learning activities that we want to incorporate to make sure that this is a fun, engaging course, right? So what kind of things are we going to do to make sure they can hear it, see it, smell it potentially, touch it, feel it, right? Using all the senses that help us learn and absorb knowledge and help us retain it and then also use it, right? So what type of activities are we going to do and add into our curriculum so that they can actually start learning this course and be successful at it, right? And then we got to think about our sequence, right? So we're going to take people from point A to point B. So what sequence and what order are we actually going to take them in, right? So we have to be very clear on that, and we have to understand even at the milestone levels, what sequence are we going to take them through, right? That has to be very clear on the sequencing that has to be done, and we got to make sure that they understand the sequence and why we have a certain sequence, okay? And then we have to understand how well are they progressing and learning and retaining this information for a couple reasons. One, start off with them, your client, so they can feel confident in your student and about their knowledge of this, knowing that they can apply it to their life, right? We want to make sure they feel confident and applying it. And when we have an assessment, that allows them to feel confident, right? Hey, I passed this exam, or I passed this test, or I passed, I got this survey question right, so I must know what I'm talking about, right? So it builds them confidence, because most things we want to do in any course to make it fun and engaging is that we want to make sure that they feel confident, that they're confident and they're certain of what they're doing, right? Because that means that they're going to continue to absorb and use the material in the course, right? So we want to incorporate some sort of assessment in the course. It could be very informal. It doesn't have to be a thesis. It doesn't have to be a 100-question test or exam, right? It could be very informal. Hey, do you guys, do a quick survey? And here's a quick question for you guys. What's the number one tool you need for online cooking, right? What's the number one tool you need for cooking? Whatever it might be, whatever you taught in your course, right? See if they understand that. Now, assessment is good also as well, because it gives you, the teacher, the feedback that you need. If you do an assessment and everyone bombs it, no one gets the answer right, then you're not doing well. Good job teaching it. Now, if everyone does well, you're doing a great job teaching it, right? But if you got split, so maybe 75 to 25%, right? Some that get it and some that don't get it, then, you got to figure out how to help the 25%. And that might be some of the extras you do. It might be some bonuses or some one-on-one time, whatever it may be. Or you can rely on the community to help them get up to speed, right? So it just gives you good assessment, good feedback, not only for you and build your confidence, but also for your student that's going to build them confidence for them to continue to consume the course material and want to get through it and be successful at the end. Okay? Does that make any sense, guys? All right, and then the last thing we want to do is we want to kind of close it out, right? How are you going to summarize the lesson, and then you're going to close it out, and then how you're going to introduce the next part of this session, right? So that's talking about the closure, so we want to make sure we incorporate that as well. All right, any questions so far? Do we have any questions on this so far? All right. Remember, guys, just put a letter Q in the comment section, and then followed by a colon or semicolon, then followed by your question. Okay, all in the same line. Don't hit enter. All right. Excellent, guys. We're doing great on time here. So the last thing that we want to touch on today is I want to show you guys how to actually pre-sell your course. Look, there's no way, I don't expect anyone to create the entire course, right, before they try to sell it. That's just, you're going to waste your time and your money, right? We don't believe in doing that. That's not the right thing to do. Most people don't do it. Most businesses don't do it. Just think about entertainment industry, right? They pre-sell tickets before you go see a concert, right? You ain't going to go, right? Football, baseball, sporting events, right? They pre-sell the tickets before you go, right? They scheduled it, but you still got to buy a ticket in advance, right? Typically, all right? It's the same thing with books or movies or pre-orders or whatever. You pre-order, right? You can pre-order stuff. And the reason why you do that is because you want to understand and make sure that there's actually demand still for what you want to sell, right? And you don't want to waste time in doing it, okay? So by pre-selling, we get to understand if there's actually going to be we're actually going to make profit on this, or we're actually going to be able to sell something. We can basically confirm the demand for the course, right? And so one thing you got to understand in pre-selling, right, that we want to do in pre-selling your course is basically you want to pitch your perfect avatar, right? And you're going to pitch your outline, your course outline. That's what we're going to pitch to them. We're going to basically pitch our course outline to them. That's what we're going to sell to them. So that's why you can do this without actually creating your course, right? Because now if you go through all the other steps, we have everything we need to pre-sell our course. We have a course outline that we're going to pitch, right? We're going to just talk about the objectives of the course, objective of each lesson or objective of each milestone, right? And that's what we're going to pitch. And we're going to teach them, we're going to show them how we plan on engaging them, how it's going to be fun, and how it's going to be different from any other course that they have, right? And then we're going to address all their concerns that they have from the pros and cons for any other courses that might have been out there, right? So we did all our recon, we did all of our research, did all of our planning in steps 1, 2, and the secrets 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're ready to pre-sale. Okay, does it make sense? So how do you pre-sell? One way to pre-sell is by using email, right? And so if you have a list of over 1,000 people, you can actually use your email list of your current customers and your leads that you have on your list, and you send out the email and say, hey, I want to pre-order. I'm putting together a course. It's going to, on this topic. If you guys are interested, here's how you sign up for the course, right? Another way we can do this is also with paid traffic to a webinar or a masterclass. The difference between a webinar and a masterclass is that a webinar is usually free when you sign up, and masterclass is usually paid for. You got to pay in order to sign up for the masterclass. Now, the content difference is a little similar, different too. Where a webinar is going to be more high level, right? Introduction to strategies, and then where you're going to try to sell them something later at the end of the course. A masterclass is where you're basically going to deep dive into a small portion of whatever it is of the topic, right? You're going to deep dive into that small portion of the topic. And then there's no selling at the end. You couldn't sell at the end of a masterclass if you want to upsell them with something else. But typically they pay to get in. You deliver what you told you're going to deliver them, and then you're done. But you can't still sell something at the end. All right? So now, how do we use paid traffic? And the reason why we use paid traffic is we got to get results quick, right? Snap. Organic traffic is all great. Free stuff is all great, but it takes too long. It's slow. We want to know now. We can't wait. We got to know now if this is going to work, right? Because if it's not going to work, if we don't get enough people to register for our course, right, then we can decide if we still want to follow through with it and do the course for those few people that might have registered for it, or if we're going to refund their money and say we don't have enough people to register. Now, you could be saying, hey, Claude, but guess what? That seems kind of bad, right? These people sign up for the course. Well, you can still have the course, but you can also tell them in the beginning when you're actually pitching the course, hey, I'm looking for a certain amount of people to register for this course. If I hit that number, this course will be this. If we don't hit this number of registrants, then guess what? I'm going to refund everybody's money back because it's just not worth my time for only teach this for like 3 people. Okay? If that's what you want to say, that's what you want to say. Refund their money, then they'll be happy. No one's going to be hard feelings. They tried. You're not going to look bad. They're not going to be, they still love you, right? And so you're not going to burn any bridges because you mentioned that up front. All right. Does that make sense? All right. Do we have any questions? All right. No questions, guys. Look, thanks again. I want to tell you guys, thanks for staying to the end. So I want to share with you guys what this resource guide looks like, right? For you stay to the end. Now you can get this if you're in my webinar room. You can get this resource guide, right? Launch your online course resource cheat sheet. And I'm going to give it to you for free. All you got to do is join me in my resource room. But what I want to do, guys, I want to share with you guys what this looks like on the inside so you know what you're getting. Does that sound cool? Does that sound cool to you? All right, give me a hand clap, give me a share, a thumbs up, give me something. All right. All right, so here's what it looks like inside. Like I told you guys, there's 59 resource links I had my team put together and consolidate all these things to a nice package for you, right? So you can just got one-stop shopping, save yourself hours and hours and hours of research, days and months of research, right? So you got all these courses here now. Like I said, I broke it down into some areas, right? The basics of an online course, here are our resource links. Creating the perfect topic, learning outcomes and course goals, all the resources that you need there, right? And engage the intended audience in pre-selling, right? Everything we talked about in our secrets, all this stuff is here, right? Resource links. Building revenue from the beginning, resource links, all here for you. Okay, finding the right platform, right? Which platform should I use, right? Kajabi, Thinkific, Teachable, WordPress, or some other platform, right? It's all there for you. Planning courses content, how to plan the course content, resource links are all there for you. And creating lesson plans and course content is all there for you guys, right? And then the last one is how to launch. All the resources are there for you. So guys, look, it's all here for you guys. I giving you guys everything you need here to really deep dive and start creating your online course on your own. So that's if you guys enjoyed this webinar, this live stream, just let me know, like it, share it. Give me a thumbs up. If you're watching the recorded version of this and you have any questions, just go ahead and still, leave a question in the comments. I'll review the comments and get back to you with an answer. That sounds great. Now, for those who might be thinking, hey, what else? What's next? Hey, course, can I get a little bit more help than the resource cheat sheet? Gotta believe in what you're saying here, Claude. And I believe that this online course is the way to recession-proof my business. But I want a little bit more help than this. Is you guys offer some more help? And the answer is yes. We do have a system. I created and developed a system called Course Creation Profits. That it's a in total a 27-step system in big scheme of things, right? And I'll walk you through each step of it, right? And to create a very profitable online course, right? And the goal is, right, in less than 45 days, what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up being able to pre-sell this course, then have confidence that you're gonna have people buying this course, and that now you have an audience that you have to deliver the course to, right? So we're going to, in less than 45 days, the objective is to pre-sell this course, get people registered, paying customers to buy your course, get into your course. So then after that, then we start delivering the course, right? So that's the ultimate goal. And if you are at all interested in this, right, just let me know, send me a direct message, right? Or go to my help desk on 247onlinemarketing.com and go submit a ticket and say, I want some more information about this online course, all right? Online course creation class, and I'll be happy to send you some information to your way. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for today. If we don't have any other final questions, that will be the end of our webinar, and that will be the end of our webinar for the year for us, actually. So we will be no more webinars for the end of 2022. So, guys, I want to wish you all a happy New Year. If I don't talk to you guys later in my Funnel Optimization Thursday, which is today at 5 p.m., which will be our last live stream of the year, guys. So all of us are here, myself included, and my family. We're going to all be enjoying our New Year's celebration here in the next couple of days. So hopefully you guys have had a great, prosperous 2022. If not, I look forward to helping you become more prosperous in 2023, right? So stay tuned, like, subscribe to the channel you're watching this on. You're on YouTube. Please subscribe to this channel. There'll be more live content coming up. I will be posting the live schedule here shortly. Before the end of the year, I'll start posting that, right? Or what the live schedule is gonna look like. And then also, if you're on Facebook, you guys will see that live schedule as well. So thank you guys so much. I enjoyed talking to you all again today. It's always been a pleasure. I love doing this stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you think it was very valuable, please share it. Take care, everyone. Have a happy New Year. Bye now.